yeah, I asked my ancestors for strength, for clarity, just for that sense of focus to keep me on my path where I'm going to. So I just feel like, yeah, it's very spiritual, and it's a lot of intuition, a lot of my inner saying, yes, go this way, or no, don't go that way.
Welcome to Zestful Aging, the podcast where we celebrate aging with vibrance and we defy the stereotypes of what it means to age. I'm your host, Nicole Christina, a psychotherapist of more than 30 years, here to introduce you to my off-the-mainstream guests who will energize and inspire you. My hope is to create optimism about getting older and help you cultivate zest and joy in this season of your life. And I love to hear feedback from you, my listeners. Please drop me a line at zestfulaging@gmail.com. I read every single comment. And to find out more about this podcast, hop on over to zestfulaging.com. Today I have the honor of speaking with Mary Homer of an Oneida Nation's Wolf Clan in upstate New York, and Mary spent 10 years dreaming of designing clothes. And as a fourth-generation bead worker, she began showcasing her Beading Wolves brand at local native craft shows, selling earrings and necklaces, bows, and more. But soon the small business shifted into a fashion brand, Homer Couture. And she will be debuting her next line at the New York Fashion Week this fall, and she will be the first Indigenous person to do so. Her dream is to design for the Met Gala. Thank you for inviting me in your home, Mary.
That was nice to meet you. I'm glad you were able to make it and find it okay.
Yeah, it was a beautiful drive out. It's not the way I usually go to Oneida, but it's such a beautiful ridge. So I was curious, I know that about 10 years ago, you sort of switched gears, and I'm wondering what was the evolution from beading to making clothes, that some of which can be worn professionally, right?
Yeah. I was taught by my mother how to do single strand necklaces. I started out just stringing them on a string, and then I evolved into doing I don't know how you call that, bugle bead earrings, where it's like a ladder stitch bugle beads, and then you weave the seed beads on top to look like a triangle. So, and then it has the fringe on the bottom. So then I would help her with wrapping dream catchers. So wrapping leather around the rings after the dream catchers were wrapped to putting the feathers on. So a lot of my technique and a lot of the different things I make is in tribute to my mom. She taught me a lot of sewing and beading right out the gate. But I evolved from earrings to learning how to make velvet birds, velvet purses. I actually worked on a purse with my cousin. It's a mommy-daughter set, which we were able to show in Fashion Week and at the Syracuse Style. So it's mixed between her beadwork and my beadwork, and I put the purses together. So
and the velvet is that's one of your favorites, I understand.
Yes, I like to work with velvet. I make neckties, I make velvet hair bows, medallions. My next challenge is to make a corset with velvet. So you have to be very delicate, because if you crunch it or press on it, you crease the velvet. So if you're trying to have that smooth look, it will definitely get crushed easily. So you got to be very careful when you're holding the velvet and sewing it, because it'll leave marks.
Wow, I see. So you've chosen a medium that is not the easiest to use.
Well, that's what I've been told, is that bridal satins are very difficult to work with. There's a woman here in the community that she's a seamstress. She does a lot of ribbon dresses and stuff for the local kids. But she said, you couldn't have picked a worse fabric to work with. Bridal satin is so difficult because you just get one little snag and it destroys the whole piece.
Oh, boy.
She goes, but kudos to you if you can work with it. But a lot of my skirts and a few of my vests are of the bridal satin. I've been working on gold and red for New York City Fashion Week, which I'm super excited about. So there's a lot of reds, a lot of golds. So I'm going to be using purples and whites. We actually have a model meeting, first official team meeting on June 6th at Black Wolf and Aesthetics in Lash. Jessica Tarbell owns that business out in Syracuse.
Okay.
She's my main hair and makeup. She's going with me to New York City. So she's going to be doing all my makeup and hair for the women in my line, because with her and I working together as such a good team, we're going to New York. So we just work very well together. And
you know what you're looking for?
Yep.
Yeah. What is the look you are going for? Because there's certainly different looks, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. My clothing, I want to have class, not trash. So I want to, I have to be mindful because one of my daughters, my youngest daughter, is actually one of my models. So I don't want anything hanging out. I don't want a slit too high, especially with a younger child wearing my fashions. I don't want that. I don't want her to be too provocative. She's still a child. So it's the same thing with the women's clothing. I just don't want a lot hanging out. We come from a matriarchal society. So, you have to leave a little mystery there. Can't show everything. But yes, I want the look I'm going for, I guess you would say, is that you could wear my clothing to work. And then if you need to go entertain at night, you can just simply change your jacket or change your skirt, and you can still wear functional pieces either when you're going to work or you're going to entertain socially.
So there's a practicality about it.
Yes. So I do use cottons for the ribbon skirts and whatnot. I try to keep things simple. When it comes to the hair and makeup, I try to keep the natural beauty but accent. So I like the nice bright, not too out of control eyeshadow and eye makeup. But of course I got to have the bright red lip, because I just feel we need to accent the natural beauty as opposed to being just plastered with makeup all over. I want the models that I choose are actually really working in society people. My models, I have one that works for National Grid. I have one that does photography. I have another one that is very in her culture. So she does her longhouse ceremonies, and she's very traditional, but yet she is also modeling and has a full-time job. So I just try to, I don't know, keep that natural beauty.
That red looks so beautiful with dark hair, right?
That
contrast is so beautiful.
Yes, I try to keep everything uniform.
Okay.
So when it comes to the styling of the clothes, a lot of the times I let my models decide. I'll have different options. And I'll say, you know what, whatever you're comfortable wearing, you have that choice. So they usually have a nice selection of anywhere from the jewelry to the bracelets to the skirts to the tops to the jackets. So I'm not only just doing women's fashions, I'm doing men's also. I have a few vests that I've made, which Dahavian and Dakota have been just slaying it out there, making them look great, with the neckties also, the medallions. So and then I have the children's fashions too. So I'm trying to make a little bit of something for everybody.
And you also are involved, from what I understand, in bringing awareness to missing and murdered Indigenous women. And is that going to be part of the show, or
yes,
you'll integrate that?
Yes. I always make one signature piece with a handprint. I use my daughter's hand. because I try to have my kids involved with what I'm doing. So like my boy will choose some ribbon colors, or he'll choose beads. My daughter, she'll help me with the handprint. So it'll either be a vest, or it'll be on a skirt, or it'll be on a medallion. It's just whatever the fabric wants to do. And then I decide if it's going to be a beaded handprint or a painted handprint. So it just depends on the piece, what it says to me when I'm making it.
So it's an intuitive process. You're not just saying this is what the plan is. It sounds like you have some communication in a sense of like, what do you want to be?
Yes, it's exactly right. I like to listen to a lot of Otis Redding, a lot of Billie Holiday, a lot of the older music, because it's calming, settles the nerves a little bit. So then I just will sit there with my fabrics and think about it. Like, oh, okay, well, what are we going to make today? Ooh, let's make a skirt. Okay, well, are we going to make a long skirt, short skirt? Are we going to put tulle on it? Are we going to just use ribbons? Are we going to use one color? Or are we going to mix colors? So it's a whole creative thing.
And so this may be a tough question, and it's one I've asked other people who do different things, but what does the intuition feel like? So in other words, if you're listening to Otis Redding and you're sitting there with all of your stuff, is it just sort of a click or a feeling or a sense? How do you know? How is it? How are you getting that message through?
It's all of it.
It's all of it.
So I'll string up my thread, I'll get my beads out, and I'll just start beading. And if it starts flowing and the vines are going just right, the leaves are just sitting just right, because a lot of the when I'm beading, it's all freehand. I don't really draw things, but if I need a line to go a certain way, then I'll use like a chalk, a tailor's chalk to draw the line. But other than that, if I'm stringing it and it starts to look wonky or sideways, then I have to take it all back and try again. So if the color isn't right, I'll mess up. If it just doesn't seem right to go with what I'm doing, it'll go sideways, or it won't be in a straight line. It'll be all like crooked and not right. And then I gotta take it apart, and then I'll try again. So it's a time-consuming process, I guess you'd say.
Would you go so far to say it's a spiritual practice?
I want to say yes. Like I always smudge every day. Every morning I wake up.
Okay.
And I pray and I thank Sungwayant Dizu, Creator, Sky Daddy. Thank you for, another morning of waking up, another day above ground. Thank you for my children. Thank you for my health. Thank you for everything that I have. I'm grateful every day. I'm humble by having the ability to wake up, because not everybody gets that chance to wake up. So I am just full of gratitude and just blessed for everything that I'm doing. So I try to have a good mind, a good heart when I'm creating. I try not to let the negative or the bad in, because then it makes for a grumpy person. Pieces don't come out right, the sewing is backwards, or my pieces will be wrong side to right side, and then when I flip it open and I see that one side is way off by like 2 feet, I'm like, oh my gosh, then I'll have to just recenter. But I asked my ancestors for strength, for clarity, just for that sense of focus, to keep me on my path where I'm going to. So I just feel like, it's very spiritual, and it's a lot of intuition, a lot of my inner saying, yes, go this way, or no, don't go that way.
Yeah, sometimes I've heard that described as it either feels like freedom or constriction.
Yep.
Like a loosening or tightening, and you're trying to figure out where that flow is.
Yeah, that's why I try not to. I won't listen to like hip hop. I'll listen to Bob Marley if I'm having a really hard time focusing. So, and it's just a calming, just the tempo of the music is very calming. So it'll help relax me a little bit, and I'll just sew or bead. It's all about energy, I feel. Like if something is just like making my heart race while I'm trying to sew or bead, or if I get like shaky, then I'm like, okay, I got to change the music now. So
music's important to this process.
Yeah, I like to listen to music because music is just helps the soul, I feel. Just takes you somewhere else, and just all your stress and worries are just waiting to be picked back up after. So I like to listen to a lot of music.
That's always been the way it is, or is that something you've discovered more recently?
I've always listened to music. It just depends on my feeling. If I'm feeling like I need to be uplifted, I'll listen to like I said, Otis. It's just there's what is that station I have on my Pandora?
Is it like Original Soul or
Nope, it's just Motown.
Oh, it's Motown.
Yeah, so I just try to work with relaxing music. I try not to be all like techno or rave music or like Metallica or anything. I can't.
That doesn't seem like it would be a good match.
A lot of people like my one child that's an artist. I didn't even think to ask him what he listens to when he's painting, because he does some beautiful work. And I'm thinking, they are you listening to any like country music, or what are you listening to? But I haven't asked him yet. So I think he's into like heavy metal and whatnot. So, but he does some beautiful work, a lot of paintings.
That must be a source of pride for you as an artist.
Yes. To have all my children, they all love to draw. They all are artistic in their own way. I like to say that they get their artisticness with the painting and the drawing from their father's side. Because their grandmother who passed, she used to draw and doodle all the time. And so, like me, I can't draw to save my life. Like, if we were to play charades, you would have no idea what I'm drawing. You'd be like, I don't even know. So I have to ask my kids, hey, I need a wolf paw, or I need some vine work and some flowers. And my kids will draw it for me because I cannot draw to save my life. Like, I totally fail at that, but
it's important, it sounds like, for you to really have them involved in this.
Yes, a lot of times I'll ask my oldest girl, like, how do these colors look? Because she's into a lot of the neutrals, like the pastels, the champagne colors, the pale pinks. So I'll ask her opinion, like, well, what do you think? And she'll say, well, yeah, that looks pretty, but, maybe you need a maroon in there, or maybe you need a gold, like something's missing. Like, actually, Grayson drew me a panel for one of my velvet purses going to New York, and it's just flower vines with leaves and then the flowers. So those are getting beaded onto a velvet panel for when we go to New York.
Are all the kids coming to New York?
No, I'm only taking two. My third oldest, Elena, she's going to go as my assistant.
Okay.
And then my youngest daughter, Janice, she's going to be actually modeling. She's going to be walking the runway. So her outfits are going to match mine, but in different colors. So I'll have a lot of blue. She'll have a lot of purple. So we'll have the exact same outfit, just hers is a smaller version. So it'll be neat.
It must be hard to even imagine what this is going to be like. This is the ultimate.
It is. It's like, I try to stay positive. Like, okay, you know what? Like, when I first applied to Syracuse Fashion Week for their spring gala, I was talking to my aunt about it, my Aunt Geraldine. And I said, I said, they're having, this fashion show, and I was thinking to submit. I don't know if I should, though, She goes, take a chance. Just do it. Because, some years down the road, you can tell your kids, your grandkids, yeah, I took a chance and I did it. She goes, you're not going to know if you make it or not if you don't try. So I say, go for it. She's like, and then you'll know. if that's what you're meant to do, you'll know it. So being that, my aunt and my grandmother, they were big time hand sewers. Actually, her daughter Mary she did a lot of hand sewing. So they were like quilters and sewers on my father's side. Mm-hmm. And my mom does too. She hand sews little no-face dolls, and she does ribbon shirts and whatnot. So it just never really stuck with me with sewing, but I always admired it. I always loved it. I always wanted to learn. So I've been doing a lot of YouTube, learning how to sew, learning different stitches. I've been teaching myself how to sew. Actually, my cousin Leah, who just got her doctorate for apparel design from Cornell, she's the first Indigenous woman to do that. Oh, she was my mentor through this whole process. Mm-hmm. So we would have our late nights, Skype, Zoom, face chat. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my gosh, this fabric isn't draping right. So we would video chat each other in the middle of the night. And she's like, well, you're holding it wrong. Why don't you try to flick your wrist this way and maybe it'll lay right. So I would. And it would do exactly what I wanted it to do. Mm-hmm. So that was a lot of her just encouragement, just saying, you can do it. You can do anything. Are you kidding me? You can bead. You can sew. Mm-hmm. Come on now. So she's been one of my biggest supporters aside from my partner, Jesse. He's like, you can do it. You bead. Why don't you try it sewing?
And why not you, right? Yeah. I mean, everyone has a first in a sense. Do you have any thoughts about challenges that you might face down there, or any things like, oh, wonder if this is going to happen, or if I'll feel welcome, or what's that whole cultural piece like? My challenge, I think, is going to survive being down in New York for 3 nights, because I work, I'm a CNA, for a extended care facility. Mm-hmm. I have my 2 younger ones, actually I have 3 that are in school. But my 2 younger ones that are home, they're both one's in middle school, one's in elementary. Mm-hmm. So to leave them is a challenge in itself. Mm-hmm. And then, my biggest challenge, I guess, is I'm going up against people that have probably gone through design school, people that have been sewing far longer than I have. Mm. And they have, the resources and the means to be able to take sewing classes and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I'm just at home with my machines, my hand-me-down machines, learning, taking my time, and trying to figure it out. I'm a by-sight learner, so all I have to do is watch somebody do it once, and I can figure it out from there. I might have to watch it a couple times, but... So that's why YouTube's so great for you.
Yes, because I can sit there and...
You can stop it.
And I can pause it and then pause. Think about it, rewind, and then go back and then say, oh, okay. That's how I learned how to make my corsets that I make, just from YouTube. So... a lot of them, they cut low. I don't like that. I'd rather it be almost like to the collarbone. Okay. To just keep things modest. That's my thing. I've already been asked, oh, will you ever make bikinis or, like sexy lingerie? And I said, no, that's just not what home couture is. I'm sorry, but
yeah. There's lots of other places that do that.
There's other people that are, more than happy to do that. But for me, for my brand, for what I'm trying to create is a legacy for my children, for my grandchildren. And one day, maybe they'll go to school for apparel design and they'll want to trek across the world to go to fashion school and learn how to, sew and embroider and everything that goes with it. I'm just out here trying to show the world what can happen with one little bead. And I'm just doing my part, helping bring awareness to the MMIW movement. It hits hard at the home because I have children. So I just try to help do my part and spread awareness and make sure that it doesn't go unheard.
And I don't know that much about New York Fashion Week, but do people bring their causes with them typically, or is this sort of unique to your mission is to let people know about?
I think a lot of people do. They're different. They showcase it in different ways. As in the articles that have been written, I make it known that I'm helping bring awareness to MMIW. That's why I make one statement piece in my collections that I make. I make one that stands out, so that's to honor them. That's to show them that I'm not going to forget, and I hope nobody else forgets. It is a real issue worldwide, every community, not just Indigenous, but all communities. So I'm just trying to do my part.
It's important to you.
Yes, very important. Just the other day, we ran into somebody who didn't know that there was still Indigenous peoples. And I'm like, oh, we're still here, right here in central New York. We haven't gone anywhere. And they're like, wow. Well, they came from out of state. So they, to see an Indigenous person, they were just like, oh my goodness, like you really do exist. I'm like, yes, we really do exist here in central New York and everywhere else. It's just, haven't quite heard it like that before, but okay. So it's like, I'm just a mom going to work, so it's definitely, being the age that I am. I heard it a lot when I was younger, but, being, a grandmother, it's kind of odd to hear it. So.
Yeah, that's something that would be really odd.
Yeah, it's
confusing, I would think.
Very, because it's like, we're really here.
We could go a lot of directions with that.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. I hope this doesn't sound insensitive. I just wonder how a race that has been so marginalized, how do you not spend time being angry and resentful? What do you do with that?
Life is too short. All you can do is your best to educate and to try to correct those that are wrong, that have been taught wrong or told wrong. Everybody has their own mind, and all we can do is just try to educate. That's all we can do.
And do you think that other people struggle with that more than you do? Other people...
I imagine so. I wasn't raised on the reserve like a lot of Indigenous peoples are. They're raised solely around just Indigenous peoples or with no other races around. I was raised by I had a white stepfather, and he's been in my life 40-something years. So we've always been accepting of everybody else. So I would like to say I'm different from most people.
How you live your life when there's been so much wronged, so much injustice. I just wonder how one doesn't carry that with them throughout their day and their life.
There are some that do, and you can't fault them. That's the way they feel. Everybody's entitled to their own feelings, their own way of thinking. I myself, a lot of the issues that are going on, that are still going on, I hold them in my heart, but I still have to function in society. I still have to go to work. I still have to take care of people. I still have to raise my children. I don't want to raise my children in hate. I don't want them to raise them in anger. I want them to be respectful human beings. I want them to be compassionate. I want them to be considerate of other people. So I just try. Yeah, it's very difficult. There's with the issues. It's very difficult.
When you say the issues, are we talking about discrimination or current stuff?
Oh, all of it.
Everything.
Everything. All the whole package. All of it. The whole
thing, yeah.
All we can do, like I said, is educate, bring awareness, spread awareness to everybody. And, even if we touch one person and they understand and they get it, that's a victory. So, I just feel myself that life is too short to just be angry all the time.
Yeah, and you have a spiritual practice, and it sounds, I wonder if that's also helpful.
I smudge a lot. I'll talk to some clients and I'll say, I might be having a really hard day and I can't get out of that bad mood or that darkness. And I'll say, I need help. Can you just take what's going on and just put it aside for now so I can refocus? So can you help me, give me strength? And then it'll lift. And then I'll feel fine. I'll be fine. So, yeah, I try to just be chill most of the time. Just be calm. There's no point in getting angry. Right, raises the blood pressure and causes wrinkles and all that good stuff. So I just try not to be too stressed out all the time. At my age, I'm trying to just take it easy.
Yeah.
I used to be angry all the time before, but...
Is that right?
Yeah.
And then you were able to somehow move past that or transform that?
Yeah. I have more time for beading. Beading is very therapeutic for me. So I could literally sit there for hours and just bead. And instantly it's like that adrenaline when you work out, that good energy, that good endorphins.
It's so therapeutic for you.
Yeah, so I get that from beading, so I try to bead as much as I can. Just because I love it and I can just sit there and take my time. There's no rush.
And you see, what I would imagine as a knitter is that, you say, oh, I did all this, I started here and now it's here and it looks nice.
Yeah, that's how it is. Me and my older sister, we used to bead together all the time, but we're so busy. We don't have the time to bead. So we sat there and we were both working on velvet pieces. And before we knew it, it was dark out. Her husband's making dinner. And we're like almost completely done with our pieces, what we were working on. And it was just like, holy cow, just sitting there listening to music and laughing and drinking coffee and just having a good time. And before we knew it, like we were almost completely done with what we were working on. And I love those kinds of moments. Like she's an activities leader up at our community, at our elder center. So she does beading on Wednesdays. So a lot of the elders that can still bead, they'll go up there and they'll all work on something different, or they'll all work on a project together. So it's nice. Every once in a while I'll go up there and hang out with them because it's just like calming to be around the older generation. And then to come home and I'm with the younger generation. So it's nice to have that balance.
That's kind of the new thing, right? Is intergenerationality. But I think you have already discovered that many decades ago.
Yes.
Yeah, that's sort of the new one, I think, in maybe in the European culture. Hi, Zesties. Hey, if you're enjoying this episode, I would so appreciate if you would share with just one person, like a family member or a friend who would enjoy and benefit from Zestful Aging podcast. Thank you so much. I'm trying to think, there was some, how does it feel for you? You said I'm just a mom who's working and one beat at a time, but you're in the big leagues now and you've had press and you've been invited places and, what is that like? Have you gotten used to that, or what has it been like to be discovered?
I'm staying humble. Because even though it's going places, I have to still stay true to myself. I still have to stay the same person I am, because the same person I am is how I got to where I'm going. So I can't lose sight of that. Like, my kids are always like, oh, I'm so proud of you, Mom, you know, good for you. And I'm like, yeah, but I still got to go to work later, you know, I got to get this done. And then I still got to go, I got bills to pay.
And will there be celebrities there, yes?
Yeah.
What will that be like?
The way I've always done it, which some designers don't do, is I stay with my group. So, like at the gala, once I get there, that's it. I'm stuck in the back with them until all their makeup is done, until all their outfits are done, and I want us to stay together as a team. I encourage them to go, you know, practice walking and whatnot. But as a uniform front, I try to stay with the models. I try to stay with my group, because that way we're all keeping each other calm. We all know where each other are. Because we're almost like a sense of family. So I just try to keep that same energy every show. I try to stay with my group, where other designers are, you know, they're out and they're talking and they're mingling, and, you know, and they're
trying to
doing their
meet
thing.
the influencers,
where
right?
Me, I'm just like, no, I'm good back here with my group, you know, I'll be okay out here, you know, I'm fine that way. But
is there anyone you'd love to meet there? That'd be really special for you.
Well, I heard that Rihanna likes to go to those kinds of things.
She dresses up quite a bit. And
yeah, she has a lot of nice outfits. What is it, César? I really like some of the stuff she wears. I loved her leather outfit she wore at the Super Bowl. That was just so cool. I loved it. Different. I gotta say, Ralph Lauren, you know,
he still goes there, huh?
I believe so, yeah.
He's getting up in years.
And Pharrell, too. He's in fashion.
Really?
Yeah, the singer, yup. He's into fashion. So it'd be nice to see those that I admire, that just the way, what they can create, what they make. I just love it. One of the big fashion houses I really love to watch is Dior. I love when they're working on like their purses, and when they're hand embroidering and adding the embellishments. Like, that's just awesome. I just love watching it.
You appreciate it, because you know what it's like to try to do that.
Yes, totally. Who's Donatella? I just love her vibrant colors. I mean, it's a little busy for me, but a lot of the pieces she makes are so beautiful. I just love the gold and the black that she uses. Like, such a nice color combo, black and gold. I love it.
So you sounds like you're ready to be inspired too.
Yes. I'm constantly thinking, trying to evolve, trying to learn. There's actually one of my elders, I was talking to her the other day, and I said, you know, I'm creating a purse. I want, you know, my elders to write their name on a piece of fabric. I'm going to sew it into a purse, and I'm going to take it to New York, have it photographed on the street and whatnot. And I'm going to present it back to the Elder Center as my gift to them, that, hey, I took you guys with me. I couldn't take you, so here, you can have that back with the pictures. I'm doing the same with a skirt for our community center. I had talked to the general manager and the head of the after school program. You know, if I bring a skirt in with a tree, the base of a tree on it, can you have the kids in purple and white put their handprints on it with their initials? So I said, I can't take all these kids with me, but I would like to be able to bring the community with me to New York. I'll present that skirt back to the community center, which I want it to stay there. That's for them. So they can probably say, oh my gosh, we were, you know, we went to Fashion Week, you know. So these are two things that I'm very excited to do for my community, to involve them, because it's not every day you get to go to Fashion Week. So, and I'm very, very happy and very proud of the support I'm getting from my community, from my elders, you know, from the younger kids. So it's it's very nice. It's very humbling too, to make sure to give back to them when I come back. So,
do you think you'll do any talks or not even presentation, but just tell people this is what it was like? And
well, I definitely wanted to come back and host a fashion show for the community itself, to say this is what went to New York, and I want to show you guys what I do, what I did while I was out there.
Do you think age has helped you with your bravery?
I think, yeah, as I'm older,
people will say they just don't care what people think anymore.
Yeah, like I'm starting to understand why my older sister says that. I really don't care. Just, you don't like it, look away or go somewhere else. I get it now why she says that. So, and like my mom has the same attitude. You don't like it, then go over there. That's just who I am, and that's how it is. So
that's the freedom of getting older, right?
And stubbornness, I must say. Stubbornness. Bullheaded, as my mom calls it. Being a bullhead. But, no, I say if it's something you really want and you're able to go for it and you're able to try it, to just do it. To just do it. Because even if you do it and you fail horribly, at least you did it. You at least can say to yourself, I gave it a try. I gave it a shot. Instead of just, I wish I would have.
Yeah.
I try to tell my kids all the time, if you have the chance, do it. Don't wait 10 years down the road and then you're like, I knew I should have. Don't live in regret. Just do it. And it's either you crash and burn or you thrive. It's either, or it can go either way. But if you want it bad enough, you'll get what you want to get. So just work hard at it. And that's what my dad used to tell me all the time. He's like, if you want something bad enough, you will make it happen. You will do what you got to do to make it happen. So, like, there's a lot of the fashion and a lot of the sewing, and it's in tribute to my dad and my aunt, because they would have been right there with me the whole way. They would have been right there front row and center, but unfortunately they passed before any of this. So I like to say that I bring them with me when I use my machines. They're machines my father used to use. So I say he's in there helping me. When the thread's getting kinked up, I must be pulling the fabric too fast, or I must not be holding it right or something. But
I wish you the best of luck. I will be looking at where do they cover it on TV? They must. I'm sure some channel has it.
Yeah, because September 14th is the actual show.
Okay.
It's going to be at 22 Vanderbilt. Flying Solo is the company, the platform that we're going to be on.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be on the rooftop, New York City.
Oh my gosh. That's such beautiful weather.
I know. Time. And then I have the opportunity to do the, model experience. They actually invited me to present on September 13th, which is, I'll already be out there, so it's a Friday. So they're offering me a chance to showcase also 15 to 18 looks if I want. So that was a decision I was supposed to make a few days ago, but it's just been really busy and hectic. So I got to make sure I take care of that today if I'm going to do it or not. I haven't. My team is saying go for it, just do it. They're like, that's been your motto this whole time. Just do it.
Could you tell our audience where they can find you, more about your work?
Well, I do have a website. It's called beatingwolves.com. I haven't updated it yet because I've just been so busy, but I do have to do that this week, actually. I am on Instagram, Beating Wolves.
Okay. Well, thank you again. It's been a real, it's been delightful to hear your story, and I'm rooting for you. I'll be very excited to hear more about it. Thank you so much for joining us on Zestful Aging. If you like the podcast, please share it with some of your friends. Our theme song is All I Did Was Wait for You by Kjartan Abel. Visit Kjartan-Abel, that's KJARTAN-Abel, ABEL.com to hear more of Kjartan's work. And our technical director is Stephen Litweiler.
And stay tuned next week for another interview with a fascinating and inspiring guest. See you then.